welcome back to Minecraft for Education Summer Series Session 2. And you can take that far off. It's just Minecraft Education Summer Series Session 2. So welcome. I am Dr. Desiree Alexander. I am your host for today. And we're going to do a very quick introduction because if you want to see the full introduction, you can go to the video for Session 1. So this is a continuation from Session 1 to Session 2. So what do we have coming up next Tuesday is Session 3. Oh, remember you have to register per session. So make sure that you register for Session 3. It's next Tuesday. It's the last one, tier, from 6 to 7 p.m. So make sure that you register. Also, School Leadership 101 is this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Time. Make sure that you register for Dr. Amanda Austin to tell you like, hey, if you're interested in school leadership, what should you be doing? What should you be, how should you be preparing? So definitely go ahead and check that out. Go ahead and register for this one this Saturday. And ISTE is coming up. So the only other thing in June is ISTE. So if you're going to ISTE, make sure that you catch me at any of these sessions. Also make sure we're going to be doing 2 free book signings. So there you go. So that's it. Again, if you want to know about all the amazing webinars we do, go ahead and check out that video for Session 1. But we are here for Minecraft Education Session 2.
So we are going to jump in right where we left off last week. Before we do that, I just want to make sure that nobody needs a demo account. So if you were on last week, I gave you a demo account. If you don't have a Minecraft Education account or license, I just want to check. So put in the chat, I need an account. Okay, I see no I need accounts in the chat. So I am skipping that part. And I'm going to jump down. We left off about slide 57-ish last week, if you're following along in the slides. These are all linked from the website, by the way. Oh, why did you put, oh no, okay, I was like, why did you put me back on that slide? So we are building our house. Let me show you how to get there. So you are logged into Minecraft Education. You are going to click on play, just like we did last week. Now, last week we went into view library and we copied a kind of template world, I guess you would call it, that kind of had a start for a build plate of what you were building in your house. You don't want to do that today because then you're going to get a blank world that doesn't have your house that you worked on last week or any edits that you made last week. So instead of going to view library, you're going to click on view my worlds. And here is where any worlds that you have created, that you have copied, that you've saved in your Minecraft Education account. And actually, I shouldn't say account on that device because Minecraft worlds are not cloud-based. They're specific to the device. I'll talk a little bit more about that maybe tomorrow. You will see any Minecraft worlds that you have, and you want to look for that build a simple house world. So here's mine from last week, June 6th. So I'm just going to click on that and then hit play and let it load. And then we'll be right back in our world. So here we are. Here's my start of the perimeter of my house here. Okay, so I am going to pause that. I'm going to jump back over to my slides. And by the way, I didn't mention last week, the reason I use slides and screenshots is sometimes, well, a lot of the times, Minecraft doesn't render well virtually, like over Zoom. It can be kind of choppy and slow. So I find that it's a lot more helpful if I take screenshots with nice little arrows than trying to, I can jump into Minecraft if there's something I missed and I need to. But anyway, if you were wondering why I'm not showing you live Minecraft worlds. So you're starting to build your house. We learned how to grab blocks out of our inventory, how to place those blocks by right-clicking. We learned how to move around the hotbar. So by pressing the number on your keyboard of whatever slot you wanted or whatever block you want to select. We learned that you can scroll your mouse wheel to select different hotbar keys. And we also learned that on a touchscreen, you can just tap the box that you want. We learned that if you point at a block and left click, it'll mine or destroy that block. So anytime you make an error, you want to start over on something, there is no undo in Minecraft. So you just left click, destroy, and start over again. And this is right where we left off. So I didn't quite get to show you how to jump and how to fly. And those are really key skills to know to really be able to build in Minecraft and do that real like digital Lego idea that we talked about last week. So for example, maybe you put down a couple rows of blocks. You've got a couple stacked on top of each other. You're going to get to the point where you're not going to be able to lay any more blocks on top, right? Unless you get up above those blocks. One way to do that is to jump. And to jump, you simply hit the space bar on your keyboard. So space bar allows you to jump. You can jump up and on top of the block, and then you can start laying blocks that way. So that's one way to do it. Another way, which is my preferred way, is to fly. So since we're in creative mode, not survival mode, you can't fly in survival mode. We're in creative mode. You can fly by double tapping your space bar. So anytime you double tap your space bar, you'll start to fly. A good way to know that you're flying is kind of cut off over here a little bit, but you can kind of see your Minecraft character or avatar on the top left. It will start looking down, meaning that you're flying. It's looking at the ground. So some people get confused if they're not flying very high. They're like, I don't know if I'm flying. What's happening? I'm like, look at that little Minecraft character in the top left, and you can see that you're flying. If you start flying and you want to fly up farther, so you double tap, that starts you to fly. Hold down the space bar, you'll fly up even higher. So as you build your house up, assuming your house is going to be tall, you can double tap that space bar, you'll fly up. Then if you want to fly down a little bit, so maybe you got a little too high, you want to go back down, you can hold the shift key and that flies you down. So quick little reminder, and then I'll check the chat here for questions. Double tap starts you flying. Double tap spacebar, I should say, starts you flying. Hold down the spacebar, you'll fly up. Hold down the shift key, you'll fly down. And whenever you want to quit flying, you just double tap your spacebar again, and that returns you to the ground. Flying is a super essential building in Minecraft skill. All right, let me check chat here.
The only question was, can you remind me what mode of Minecraft we're in?
Yes, we are in creative mode. So we have unlimited blocks, we can fly, we don't have to worry about our hearts, drinking water, eating food, staying alive. Good question.
And
I see a question. Okay, I saw something about, okay, I think that was answered, so we're good. All right, awesome. We talked about escape is kind of like your pause. That's how anytime that you want to maybe go to another screen or save your Minecraft world, just hit the escape key and you can hit save and exit. It'll save that world. A few little FAQs. I found that sometimes people can't place a block in the world, and it's usually one of these three things that are causing the issue of why you can't place the block. Number one is you're not maybe selecting the block. And I should show this. I'm not sure I specifically called this out. So let me hop over. My 3D printer is running and it's mad and it's hopping the little icon. There we go. I'm going to just quit that. Go back in here. So if you look, here's a good view. See how my cursor is pointing at this block and there's a black outline around the block. If I right click right now, it places the block right where that black outline was. Sometimes this will happen. People will do this and see I'm right clicking and it's not placing the block. It's because I am not outlining or selecting a block. So I have to, if I point down, you can kind of see that black outline pop up and then I can place the block. Or point at the ground, look for that black outline, then I can place the block. So sometimes this will happen. Say you wanted to place a block over here. If I right click right now, nothing is happening. It's because I'm not close enough to the block to be able to place right there. So look, if I go a little bit closer and then point, you see that black outline, and then I can place that block. So that's a really common mistake that's made. Another common mistake is trying to place a block somewhere where a block can't be placed. So Minecraft in some ways is smart, and it knows, like, for example, you can't plant a tree on concrete because tree doesn't grow on concrete, right? So that could be an issue if you're trying to place a block on a block that it doesn't work. That could be why you're not able to do it. How can you build a roof when the room is empty and there's nothing to place the roof on? Really great question. So let me see if I can show this with what I have going on here. Let me get back here. So let's just assume that I have more than 2 rows here. I've got, at least like 4 or 5 rows of my house going up. What I do to build my roof, and there's actually a couple ways that you can do it, but let's just assume like I want a black roof. So I'm going to grab these black blocks here. Actually, I'm going to grab, that looks a little bit more like shingles. So we're going to go with that. What I do is I first lay down a row. So I would just lay this row all the way across. Okay. Then you kind of have to start to think about Legos. And I might start to build out this way, just like you would do. See, there. Let's get rid of that. Right. Then I start building up. So this is where you have to get a little creative. My roof is not going to look, let's back up here so you can see it. It's not going to be a perfect slant, right? Because we're in a world of blocks. Just like if you were building a roof out of Legos, that roof isn't going to be perfectly flat and angled, but you can see here, if I keep building, how I would get an angle. Now, another way you can do it is you can go into your inventory, and there's blocks called like panes. You can do like glass panes. A lot of people like to do a glass roof. It's kind of fun. Let's do that. So I'm going to grab these glass panes. Let's select 8. And I could do this. Let me scroll up a little bit closer here. I could start, oh, that's not a good example. There we go. I could start building is this going to let me lay flat? I might not have grabbed the right block. Hold on. Let me see if this will let me lay flat if I go up that way. Might not have grabbed. Oh, no, it is. See, now I can kind of go out here. I'm not doing a great job. Get rid of that. There we go. So see how I can start to kind of build out. I would probably select a different glass pane. This isn't the best option I could have selected here, but you can kind of see if I were to build that up, I can then have a flat roof. You can build a flat roof with any block, by the way. I could have built a flat roof with this black block. So hopefully that helps you, Thembi, to kind of think about different options if you want an angled roof or a flat roof. All right, let me bounce back over to my slides here. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you we're just going to take like 5 minutes to build. And you're going to see, if you remember from last week, I kind of gave you your starting parameters. I told you that you wanted to have 4 walls for your house. Each wall is a point. A roof is 1 point. Using at least 2 different building materials gets you a point, and adding a door to your house gets you a point. So 5 minutes, I'll set a timer here, and we will see where everybody is at the end of that 5 minutes. That's close enough, 5.5 minutes. I will also answer questions while you're building. So if you come across issues, add your questions in the chat. I will address them. Gravity might get in the way. Thembi says, I didn't realize you could build on the site. I thought gravity might get in the way. Yeah, you kind of have to think about, placing potentially a row of blocks that then you can build blocks off of. And it's all part of that problem solving, critical thinking that Minecraft is so great with you. How will we show you what we built? Great question, Wendy. I'm going to talk about that next. So hold that thought. Next, I'm going to show you, we're going to use, well, I won't show you yet, but I'm going to show you how you can share your builds. Optional. I did not get how to get the beams. Not sure what, are you meaning, Jorge, are you meaning the roof? The roof. Okay, let me jump back over. So again, it kind of depends on what you want your roof to look like. But if you want a flat roof is really easy. Let me get rid of these glass beams here so we can start over. Go away, go away. All right. So let's just assume that this black is my wall, and then I'll switch over to a gray block, and then let's assume that my gray block is going to be my roof. If you wanted to do a flat roof, I would simply just start by putting a layer down. So put the layer of blocks down here, there, get rid of that guy, and then I just start building off. So here, over here, and just keep doing that. So then I'm going to back up. It'd help if I could hit the right keys today. There we go. And then I just start building, and then I'll back up and I'll show you what this looks like. So that would be a flat roof out of a regular block, or like I said, you could try to grab like one of those pane blocks that are a little more flat looking. So you can see here how you would start to build a flat roof over. Okay, so that's option 1. Option 2 is to do what I did here. And just like you would do with Legos, I had to, so this was my wall, the gray, then the black was the start of my roof. So I laid a row down on my wall, attached another row beside it, and then laid a row on top of it. And then I would literally just continue with that. So at this point I would do, let's get rid of this. Go away, go away, go away. Just do a couple here on the side so you can see what it looked like. I would just do the same thing. So I would start building. See, I left clicked instead of right clicked. I still do it, and I've been Minecrafting for a while. Let's go up, right up, and then I would just build out there. I'm just gonna do a little mini version so you could see what it looks like. There, and then I build there, I build there. Okay, now back up. See how I started to kind of build this angle? And then once I'm ready, once I get to where I want my pitch to be, I just do the same thing down on the other side. So I would go here and just start building down, so on and so forth. And then see how I could start to go pitch up, pitch down for an angled roof. Is there a way to open the door and look inside? Yeah, so opening the door, you do the exact same thing that you would that when you talked to the NPC. Remember that we right-clicked to talk to the NPC. So you just go up to the door, you right-click, and that opens your door. Good question. So basically, anytime that you want to interact with something in the Minecraft world, press a button, open a door, talk to an NPC, open a chest, you're going to right-click. And a good way to think about that is if you left-clicked, you would destroy the chest or destroy the NPC, or depending upon what mode you're in, destroy the button. You don't want to do that, right? So your only other option really is to right-click for interacting, talking, pressing buttons, opening doors. All right. Great questions. Back over here. I think our timer ran out. So let's see how we did. 7 points is the max for your house. Write in the chat 7 points. If you got 7 points, all 4 walls, a roof, at least 2 building materials, and a door. -1. That's not possible. 7, woohoo! 7. I did, and then I deleted some roof. That's fine. If you had a roof at one point and you decided to redesign it, that works. You kind of learn the first go around. Awesome. Somebody got a 4. Great. Who got a 6? Maybe you got everything. It seems the roof is the hardest part. Maybe you got everything but your roof. Oh, awesome. You got a 6. Very good. Very good. Okay. So Wendy had a great question. She said, how are we going to share these with you? So that's what we're going to go into now. So I am going to have you do it just like you would have your students do it. And in the process, you'll also see how this is how you can have your students share their builds with you. So I'm going to hop down past this to, now we are technically starting our second session. This is where I wanted us to begin today, but wishful thinking. We didn't get everything done. So we're going to jump into the teaching and learning side of things. We are going to use a block called the book and quill to both add pictures of your build. So that's how you'll share pictures with me. And you're also going to either write a detailed description of your build, in this case, your house, or write a story with your house as the setting of that story. Okay, so in this book and quill, you'll have both your pictures of your house as well as either your description or your story, depending upon which one you want to do. In order to do this, we start with the camera block. This is one of those blocks. All of these blocks I'm going to talk about now, the camera, the portfolio, the book and quill, are all specific to Minecraft education. These do not exist in regular Minecraft, just FYI. So this is really where that educational teaching and learning piece comes in. So we're going to start with the camera. You're going to go into your inventory. So hit E on your keyboard. You're going to search for the camera block. It looks like a super, like we can't even call it an old school camera. It's like the original camera that was ever created, where you had to go under the black sheet, and take the picture. That's what the camera in Minecraft looks like. So you'll look for that camera block, left click it, and drag some cameras down to your hotbar. Doesn't matter which of the 9 keys you put it in. Once you get that camera in your hotbar, you're going to exit out of your inventory. You're going to select the camera. So in this case, it was in slot 1, so I would hit 1 on my keyboard. That puts the camera in my hand. Now, I don't know why that is cutting off. That's a bummer. I will fix that. My text here, for some reason, I must have pushed it a little far to the right. So you've got your camera in your hand. You want to take pictures of your house. So you'll want to get yourself in a position to take a good picture. And you can take as many pictures as you want. So you might want to start with the front, and then you could take a picture of the side and the back and the top. You can take as many pictures as you want. Get that camera in your hand. You're going to point your cursor and kind of get the view of whatever you want to take a picture of in your screen, and right click. Just like if you were to place the camera in that world, and that's going to snap a picture that looks like this. So you'll kind of see this Polaroid looking picture pop up on the screen like this. That takes that picture. You can repeat that as many times as you want. Every time you right click, it's going to take a picture of whatever's in your screen. 2 other ways that you can take pictures. You can also place your camera in the world, and you can take a selfie. Of course, kids love this. I think I have a picture. Yeah, here we go. So here's an example of what your selfie might look like. This was me. I kind of jumped when the camera was about to go. So I'm kind of jumping in the air, just really fun. To do that, you get the camera in your hand, just like we did before, but you're going to point your cursor wherever you want to place the camera, just like if you were going to put a regular block in your world, and right click. That places the camera in the world, but it doesn't take the picture. Then what you do is what I do is I get in between the camera and my build, and I right click the camera. It'll start flashing. It'll do a 3 flash, and then it'll take the picture. But you'll be in the shot, right? Because you'll see yourself if you're in between the camera and the build. So that's always a really fun thing to do. Another option, if you want to get a really close-up shot of something, if you're aiming your cursor at a block and you right click, it's going to place the camera in the world, right? A little workaround is if you press and hold the shift key and then right click, it'll take a picture instead of placing the camera in the world. Okay, so let me hop over to Minecraft and I will repeat that and kind of show you what it looks like in Minecraft. So I'm going to go into my inventory. I'm going to grab my camera. Bloop, bloop. Put it here. Get out. Select my camera. So my camera's in my hand. Now, all I do once the camera is in my hand is I point wherever I want to take the picture and I right click. Snap. Right? Now, if I wanted to, I could go to a different angle of my beautiful half house here. Snap. there's another picture. Maybe I want to go over to the back, so I move over here, snap, there's another picture. Okay, now let's say I wanted to get up real close. If I hold down the shift key, oops, I'm gonna make myself fly down instead. Hold down the shift key while I snap. It's kind of hard to do while you're flying. Then it'll take a picture as well. Or option number 3, I place the camera in the world, get in between the camera and my build of whatever I want to take a picture of, right click the camera, flash, flash, flash. I can jump. Oh, I missed it. It's going to jump at the end. There we go. So those are the 3 different ways that you can take pictures. Okay, so yeah, I see questions about doing that again. I just went through those again. Let me know if you need help with any of that. So those are your way to take pictures. When you take a picture, the pictures live in what's called the portfolio. We're not going to use the portfolio today. We're going to use the book and quill instead, and you'll learn why. But I want to make sure that you know that the portfolio is where your pictures live. So if you go into your inventory, search for portfolio, you get a block. It looks like a book. Put that into your hotkeys, hotbar. See how it's called hotkeys, hotbar. When you get into the world, get the portfolio in your hand and right click, just like if you were to place the portfolio in the world, and then the portfolio pops up on the screen here. From here, you can hit export portfolio. It will give you a PDF with every picture that's in your portfolio. So you can go through and you can hit this little trash can icon, and that will get rid of pictures that you don't want. Maybe you got a little overzealous in your picture taken. Happens to the best of us. Just hit that little trash can and it'll get rid of the pictures. You can also add captions to your pictures. So right here where this arrow is pointing where it says caption, I can click there and I can add a very short description of my picture that will then be exported in that PDF document. The text, or I should say characters, are limited with the captions. Okay, that's why we use the book and quill, which is what I'm going to show you now. So just FYI, your pictures live in the portfolio. The book and quill allows you to add pictures that you took with your camera, but also add pretty much unlimited characters. So it's a really great way to have your students describe their builds. So let me show you what that looks like. You're going to go into your inventory. You're going to search for book and quill. It looks like a book with a feather quill is what the block looks like. So that's how you can kind of tell the difference between it and the regular portfolio, is that the book and quill has that feather quill. Go into your world. So exit out of the inventory. In your world, you're going to get the book and quill in your hand. So select the book and quill in your hotbar. Right click like you were going to use that book and quill in your world, and you get this view. From here, you can hit the little pencil icon on whatever page you want to edit. You can click right here on the little arrows and you can move pages. There might eventually be a limit of pages. I've never hit that limit, but I've also probably never used more than 15 pages in the book and quill. Like, that's pretty extensive. So you might eventually hit a limit, but I can't imagine that your students would hit the book and quill page limits. You get to the page that you want, you hit that little pencil icon. Once you hit the pencil icon, you're kind of in edit mode for that page. You have the option to add pictures that you took with your camera. So you hit this little icon right here that kind of looks like a Polaroid with a plus key. That allows you to add a picture, or that picture looks like this once you add it onto a page, or you can click on a page and start typing. And that is where I want you to add in your either description of your build or a story using your build as the setting. You can be very brief, but just to get an idea of maybe what your students would do. So I'll give you a second to do that. Let me know if you need me. And actually, I'll just go ahead while you're working and kind of repeat the book and quill process one more time for you. So let me back up here. So you're going to go into your inventory, search for book and quill, grab the block that looks like a book with a feather quill, exit the inventory. You'll then have the book and quill in your hand, and you'll right click like you're going to place the book and quill in your world. That takes you to the book and quill view. Hit the little pencil icon to edit any page that you want. Once you're in edit mode, you can either click and start typing, or you can click the little Polaroid plus button and you can add pictures. I did not mention you can add as many pictures as you want. You can also rearrange pages. So maybe you add a picture, but you want to move it to a different page by hitting this kind of looks like a page with an arrow. That will rearrange your pages for you. And that's it for now. I just blew your mind. Awesome. I love the book and quill. It is by far, there are other ways that you can assess learning with Minecraft education. Like you can use the portfolio, right? But you're limited on the text with the captions. So if you want your students to be brief, that's a good option. But the book and quill is just really nice because it doesn't limit the text or the character amount, right? Yeah, really, really nice feature. And I haven't mentioned yet, I'll show you in a second how to export this, but it exports as a PDF document, just like the portfolio. So you'll get a PDF document and each page of the PDF will be whatever is on the page of the book and quill here. So in this example, page 1 of my PDF would be this picture of my house. Oh, hey, that's a really good view of a completed roof, by the way. Kind of gives you the full picture of like a completed slanted roof. And then page 2 would be the text. And then if I added more pages, it would just continue on that way. Woohoo! Yay! Oh, good, Javier sharing a picture of his little book and quill there. Very good, very good. All right, I will go ahead and show you, oh yeah, better get moving here, how to export your book and quill. So once you got your pictures added, you can add as many pictures as you want. You get your text added for your story or your description. You can add as much text as you want on many pages as you want. Then you're going to click the sign button at the bottom of the book and quill. Only click this when you're absolutely done. Once you sign and close your book, you cannot edit it anymore. So that is the one disadvantage of the book and quill, is that you can't, once you close it, you can't edit anymore. So you click that sign button. It takes you to the title, and you can add whatever you want your book to be called right here. This will show up on the first page of the PDF. So actually, I think I told you here, page 1 would be this picture. Technically, page 1 is the title of your book and your name. Then page 2 would be the picture. And it automatically, you'll notice, so it says enter book title here. So I type here, add whatever I want the title of my book to be, my house. Then by Lindy H, I can't change that. It automatically defaults to whatever your username is in Minecraft Education. So those of you that are using my demo accounts, it's going to say by ECT and your number, I think is, or might just say ECT. Unfortunately, you can't change that. But once you get your own Minecraft Education license, you can, it will show your name, like however your name shows in your license, if that makes sense. And then here is where you sign and close. This is where you can't go back. So once you hit sign and close, it takes you back to your Minecraft view. Your book and quill turns shiny purple. Okay, so once the book and quill is signed and closed, it turns shiny purple. It'll be in your hand once you sign and close your book, right? And so all you do is right click like you're going to place the book and quill in your world, and you'll get this view. And at first you might be like, well, wait, it's just showing me the same view that I had before, but it's not. You'll notice now you're in a view only mode. You no longer have those little pencil icons on the bottom, so you can't click, you can't edit. All you can do here instead of signing is export. So you simply click on export, and it will, thought I put a picture in here, apparently I didn't, export your PDF file for you. So it'll go into the downloads folder of your device, assuming you're on like a laptop type device. So if you want right now, Zoom allows you to attach files into the chat. If you want to share your build via your book and quill PDF, feel free to attach it into the chat, and we can look and see what each other did. Totally optional. You don't have to share it. But if you want to share what you built, I'll pause for a second. Let me know if you need me to go over any of those steps again. Oh, mi casa, su casa. I love it. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna download this one. Raziel. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Raziel. To open. There we go. Okay. So Raziel, so here you can see, here's the title page. Mi casa, su casa. Page 2. Mi casa es su casa. My house is your house. This is a simple house I built. It's humble, but was built with a lot of heart. And then here's this picture. Oh, wow. That's a really great house. I love it. You got all your points. You got your door, your walls. You've got your nice slanted roof. I kind of like how you use it. Kind of looks like a thatched roof house. And you've even got chimneys here. Very good. Okay, let's see. We've got Thimby's. Let's open up Thimby's and see what she created. Here, I'll make this widescreen so we can see it better. There we go. My first house. Oops, turn. This is the first house I built in Minecraft. It's not the most imaginative design, but it was done very quickly. Nice. Okay, so Thimby went with a flat roof design. So you can kind of see the difference there. Love the selfie. So they used the camera feature to take that selfie. You've got all your points. Oh, we even got pictures of the inside. Love it. Double doors. Love the double doors. Some landscape gardening is also needed. Very good. All right. Thank you all for sharing those. I love it. I love it. All right. Let me hop back over into our slides here. And let's just take a second and pause and reflect. So I showed you the camera, the portfolio, the book and quill are all really the portfolio and the book and quill are your indolls of how you can assess learning. What could you have your students do and then use the book and quill or the portfolio to have them export their builds and assess the learning that they're doing in Minecraft? If you have some ideas, pop them in the chat. Anyone? No, I'm going to be shy today. No worries. All right, let's move forward. So now let's talk about, we're going to put that teacher hat back on. So I just took you through a whole student experience. You built a house, you used the book and quill to export your learning. Now for reals, put that teacher hat on and let's talk about how you can make lesson plans and integrate this into your curriculum. Hopefully you already have a lot of ideas, but let's really step back and look at that teacher perspective. So there are 2 ways that you can do similar things like we did with the build a house, but just insert whatever you want your students to build, right? Whatever it is. You can use those pre-made library worlds, or you can use starter worlds. And the one that I love is called blocks of grass. So let me hop over to Minecraft and show you what this looks like. I can show this really well because we're not in a live view. So when you get to this view of Minecraft, which is where you go once you hit play from the home screen, right? You have this view library option. This is probably where you're going to spend the majority of your time finding worlds and lesson ideas. So I go to view library. From here, you can always search the library. So maybe you have an idea to have students create a new mode of transportation. Maybe you type transportation here. And just see, oh, I didn't like that. I think I spelled it. I don't know, I spelled it right. Transportation. We'll try car. There we go. So I get some build a satellites, build, that's not exactly what I was looking for. Let's use a different example. I swear there's a build a car lesson, but we're going to go with build an animal instead. There we go. Now I get some better examples here. So I can search for whatever keyword and I can find all of these worlds that are made. So maybe I want to use this design an animal world. It's built to have students create and design their own animal that they come up with that's kind of adapted to their specific environment, right? I could just hit create world. I have students do the same thing. They're done, right? So that's option 1. Option 2 is to use the blocks of grass world. So if you go up here and search for, blocks of grass. This is my favorite world in Minecraft because it's literally what it says. Here it is, blocks of grass. I'll go in there so you can see. It's literally a world of blocks of grass. So it's just endless grass. So it's like an unlimited build plate. Look, there's nothing else here. There's no trees to get in the way. There's no fences. There's nothing. So if you're thinking about the digital Lego idea of having your students build, then this world is perfect for literally anything that you want to build. Okay, so blocks of grass, you can find it by searching for blocks of grass, or I believe if you go to view library, it is in the starter worlds. If you go to starter worlds and then build plates, yeah, it's the first one in build plates. So you can also find it that way, but it's a few clicks versus just searching for it. Okay, so that kind of shows you the two options that we're at right now, where you have the option to either use one of those pre-made library worlds, or you can use one of the starter worlds like the blocks of grass. The third option as a teacher is you can build your own world, or you can take a world that's already built and you can modify it to work for your class. We are not even going to get there in this series. That is session number 4. And we're only doing 3 sessions. So we're not going to quite get to that point, but just so you know, there's so much more that you can do. I would say the majority of teachers that I work with that use Minecraft do not build or modify their own worlds. Or I should say, definitely the majority, 98% don't build their own worlds. I would say there's a small percent of that 98% that might do minor modifications to a world to maybe tweak it just a little bit to make it work for them. But I would say that wouldn't be any more than like 5 to 10% of all teachers that use Minecraft education. Most teachers that use Minecraft education are going to use either a pre-built world or just throw their students into blocks of grass and tell them to have fun, right? So that's a couple ideas there. I have the screenshots in here and kind of some videos that show you kind of how to get to the library, how to get to the blocks of grass world. So that's all in there for you. Another just final thing, and then we'll wrap up the session for today, is thinking about the lesson plans that are on the Minecraft Education Edition site. Or I just said Education Edition. Minecraft Education site. See, I caught myself there. Now, when you're in Minecraft, you'll notice once you click on, so I click on View Library, you probably noticed this already. There's a button at the bottom that says Educator Resources. If you click that, it takes you to the Minecraft Education site. It takes you to the Get Trained section. So this is how you can learn more about Minecraft if you want. But then if you hover over how it works, no, sorry, Teach with Minecraft, go to Explore Lessons. You can search for lesson ideas. All of these lessons were created by educators for educators. So you can submit a Minecraft lesson to the Minecraft education team, by the way. They'll vet it and make sure that it's good and then post it on the website. So you can search by different subject kits. You can go down here and you can click advanced search, and you can actually search by content area, age. So let's say you teach middle school. Maybe you want to search 11 to 13 age, and maybe you want to find science lessons. You can even filter it down by that. And then let's see, adaptation of marine organisms. You can click it. It gives you all the information that you need, step-by-steps, learning objectives. If there's a world that goes with the lesson, so there might be a Minecraft world that's been created to accompany the lesson, not always, but sometimes you'll see it over here in the supporting files section here. So you can download that world and open it in Minecraft. So that is another place that you can go to find lots of great ideas for integrating Minecraft. So with that in mind, let me just see if I had anything else here. We're not going to do that today. So yeah, that's it. Let me pause. I see lots of happenings in the chat. Let's just take this opportunity to share your ideas. I know you have to have lots of great ideas of how you're wanting to integrate Minecraft. Add them into the chat. We'll do a quick little sharing session, and then we will wrap up for today. Wendy says, there's so many possibilities. There is so many possibilities. By the way, I'm loving some of you that are attending these sessions have been sharing on Twitter. We've been having some great Twitter shares and conversations, and some of you have already been using Minecraft with your students. I know a lot of you are on summer break that are in the Northern Hemisphere. Our Australia folks, you've still got your kids. There are some rare schools that are still in session in the US, so that you might still have your kids. So go on Twitter, look for either mine or Desiree's Twitter handles, and you'll see some great sharing there. Maria says students can demonstrate their knowledge of perimeter area volume. I love that. It's great to have them do it, or you can set up a world, and there are worlds that you can find about area, perimeter, volume, where you create different shapes and things, and then students have to calculate that. And what I've had them do before is we start by calculating it in the unit being a block, and then I'll have them convert it. I'll say, okay, now 1 block equals 1 centimeter, or 1 block equals 1 inch, or 1 foot, or, you know, X amount. And then they have to convert that. So that's really cool. Let's see.
We have someone on the mic, Stephanie Golden.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to make sure I understand in the first session, your school have to have an account in order to do this?
Yes. So Minecraft education is tied to Microsoft 365 education. So your school needs to have the licensing and all of that set up in order to use Minecraft education. Yes. And there is a link in the slides, somewhere kind of towards the beginning of the slides, there's a link that talks about licensing. Great question. All right, I'm just kind of reading through your ideas here. Recreate a scene from history, design a scene from a book. I love that. I love like creating settings and characters from books that you read, or you can kind of switch that and kind of do what we did today. So I had you create a setting, which was a house, and then students can write a story with the setting of the Minecraft world, right? Or they build a character in Minecraft and then they write the story with that character. You could do character and setting. It's a really great way to do creative writing and get students, you know, excited and thinking about how to do that. Is there a good world for a treasure hunt? Good question. I'm sure there probably is. I don't know one off the top of my head. Go in and do a search for like scavenger hunt, treasure hunt. There's something in there. You can also create your own treasure hunts by using the chest blocks. So just to show you that really quick, let's hop over here. Let me just go into a world. We'll go into my house world here. So the chest blocks are really cool. They allow you to place certain items in them, and then students run up and they right click the chest and it opens and they see all of those items. So just to show you real quick here, I know I'm running out of time. I'm always running out of time. It's like the story of my life. Training. There's too much to share. So here's a chest. It's just called a chest block. I right click it and look, I can add anything, any blocks into that chest. So we're going to put a camera in there. We're going to put some doors. I don't know, just grabbing random things, glass panes. And then when the student comes up to the chest in the world, they right click and then they have these items and they can drag them into their inventory or their hotbar. So that might kind of answer your question about treasure hunt. All right, I should probably quit talking now. Desiree's probably like, Lindy, quit talking. 5 minutes till.
No, you have a couple more questions in the chat.
Okay, all right, let's see. What do we got?
So one is, isn't there ways for multiple students to be working together in one world?
Yes, and we're going to cover that in session 3. So session 3 is going to be all about multiplayer worlds, collaborative builds, and also how to use multiplayer worlds as a management technique so that you can see all of your students building at the same time.
Beautiful. And make sure you register for session 3. You have to register for each session. Next question. Do you have a great option for beginners to use the code builder?
Oh, good question. Yes. Let me hop over to Minecraft here. There are, so if you go to, I hope if I hit the right buttons. View library. Let me think of where it's at. Is it in how to play? No. Sorry. It's in subject kits. Go to subject kits, computer science. I think you'd probably want to start with block coding. No, that's not the world I was exactly looking for. Hold on. There is an intro to coding world. Of course, they're always moving stuff around on me. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here, we'll just search up here. Intro coding. See if that gets me anything. Coding challenge, lesson 6. Minecraft Code Town. That might be an intro. Oh, here we go. Code builder tutorial. That's it right there. Code builder tutorial. So just go, and I don't know, I didn't find it in the sections, but if you search for it, that's a really good introduction to it. We haven't even talked about that, but when you're in Minecraft, if you hit C on your keyboard, it launches the code builder, and you can code both block and text coding. I believe it's Python text coding in Minecraft, and it's so cool if you're into computer science and coding.
Next question. Can you work with other classrooms? It would be great to work with other schools in building projects.
Great question. I will talk a lot more in detail about multiplayer world in the next session, but the quick answer is yes and no, because in order to be in a multiplayer world, you have to be in the same Microsoft 365 tenant. So the answer is yes. If you're talking about a class that's in your school district, they're going to be in the same Microsoft 365 tenant. If the class is in another school district that uses another Microsoft 365 tenant, the answer is no. And I'll go into more detail about that in next week's session.
Is it just me, or the game soundtrack is like a free mindfulness session?
Yeah, I have to turn it off because it literally haunts my dreams. The background, like when I first started doing Minecraft, and actually I should show you guys how to do this, because if your students don't have headphones or they don't turn their volume down, you will hear a lot of that in your classroom. So when you're in the world, well, you can also do it here. Let's do it from a world. When you're in a world, if you hit the escape key, you can go into the settings. See if I can get it to load real quick. There we go. So go, instead of saying save and exit, go to settings. We're not gonna have time to go through all these, but it's not a bad idea to kind of scroll through and see all this fun stuff. But over on the left, audio, you find the audio section, and then this is the main audio. I usually have mine, I don't know. Oh, no, sorry. That's not the music. That's just the background. This music. Notice I just have mine at 0, and then it turns that background sound off. I should have showed you guys that last week, so it doesn't haunt your dreams.
And probably the best question, why do you not have 6 more of these classes?
I know, right? I know. We could have 6 more of these classes because there is so much that you can do. But the idea is at the end of session 3 next week, you will have everything you need to get started and do the basics of Minecraft education. And ask your students. Once I kind of give you that baseline and you have an idea of like, okay, book and quill, and those are things your students don't know because they don't know Minecraft education, right? They use regular Minecraft, but then they can really help you figure out, okay, I want to modify a world. How do I do that? That's where you can really use your students as a resource.
And I feel like that is the perfect place to stop. Lindy, thank you so much. Again, just an amazing session, going at everybody's pace, making sure that everyone is kind of getting it, not just kind of steamrolling through it. Because this is new for a lot of people. So just thank you so very much for not only taking your time at the end of, work days to do this, but to do it well. So thank you so much.
Thank you.